Hey guys, welcome to another weekly analysis by Analytics. So, in this week, we'll be discussing what are we projecting for the coming week and what's happened in the last week and where's the crypto market heading. So, as you can see, consolidation has begun. As we expected, ETH would either break out towards 500 and 600 levels and consolidate, but it has gone to 370 levels and it's consolidating between 370 and 420 levels. We could see it dropping below this as well for some time, but it's still going to be above like 350 340 levels, and the consolidation has to take place before it gives a breakout. So the positive for the consolidation that we're seeing is because there's a lot of large scale volume accumulation that's happening in the asset. And so as you can see, there's been a lot of accumulation and there's not been significant price movement. But over here also, there's been a lot of the price drop has been on low volume. So when the price went up, the volumes were higher when the price came down. So it's basically like, kind of a market correction. There's just a few bears, people who are, just booking profit, but the sentiment overall remains bullish. But and markets don't move in one direction, and they do tend to correct, and that's the nature of markets. So our recent altcoin pick last week as well, Tron TRX was up 50% on Monday itself, and but it came down because I think that the entire market saw a correction, and Tron eventually came down by 0.0234 levels. I was still above 15% from our levels. We are still bullish, and we believe it's going to break its resistance at 0.04 levels and probably give out a breakout above that. It's highly undervalued. It's a good coin, a long altcoin for the long term picture. We're going to discuss how many great projects the coin is up to in some time. So our forecast for the coming week, as we said, the assets, the deflating assets like gold, BTC, they all took a correction because S&P 500 crossed an all-time high. As in a previous podcast, we've also said that these assets move opposite to traditional assets like S&P 500, like stocks, because they're deflating, and so it's either one is going to win the battle. It's not going to be both, cannot be at the top. And right now it feels like S&P 500 is going to make higher. So more hires they make, there's going to be more correction seen in these assets, and that's why we say buy the dip. And because these assets in the long run are obviously going to increase, because the cause for the S&P 500 going up is not fundamental value, but it's basically based on inflation. It's basically based on the fact that more and more money has been printed out, more and more cash has been given out, and there is going to be a peak where all of this has to stop. It cannot just go on for life. And once it stops, you're going to see, okay, what has been given the value and what has not given the value, and these assets, the deflating one, tend to follow up. So we could see the price action in them coming up a little later, but eventually we feel they are going to be the long-term winners, and that's where you should park your cash. So that's why we say buy the dip. Similarly, that ETH, we've always been bullish on it. It's up 400% from its yearly low, and that's what we say, buy the dip, because a lot of DeFi, that is decentralized finance, assets are growing. It is growing at a pace at 50% a week on week basis, and ETH lock-in has increased by 60% on a weekly basis. So that's all positive, saying positive about the segment, about ETH. So I've discussed it in my previous podcast as well, that how DeFi actually defines ETH and how it could help it grow. And we've also picked not one, not two, but three altcoins which we think that you should buy during these the dip times. You should create an SIP, like don't buy it all at once, but keep buying it on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, because consolidation periods last long, so that you average out well. So 2-3 altcoins which we feel that are good, which are very low on the market cap. I'm not talking about Litecoin, I'm not talking about XRP, which are very high on on their market caps already, like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV. I'm talking about coins which are like still about $1 billion in market caps. So I'm going to speak more about them, like Tron, Chainlink, OMG. They're quite good, and they could give a good return on investment. As I said, consolidation is here. Gold fell by 5%, and it's currently trading between 1900 to 2100 levels. And one of the main reasons for this, as I said, is because the S&P 500 just broke its all-time high, and these assets move opposite to the index, and that's kind of way now they're correcting. We don't really see a big correction like going to the level of 1700, but it could hover around these levels for quite some time. Similarly, we saw in Bitcoin as well, as we previously discussed, that Bitcoin has been consolidating for a long. I mean, it will consolidate if gold consolidates because they have a very close correlation. And why we don't expect a big large drop in Bitcoin, not going to levels of 8,000, 7,000, is because the open interest in Bitcoin still remains high, like 6 billion open contracts. This is the fourth longest run in BTC that's had above the levels of 10,000. And Bitcoin fee have dramatically decreased, which is always a positive sign. That basically means that miners are working and there's more competition coming up. Why does it a good thing? Because miners are the ones who actually theoretically are creating Bitcoins, because the model of Bitcoin works on proof of work. So what generally happens is that the more mining they do, the more it's a cap, so you cannot really do a lot of more mining. But looking at the more amount of computers coming in, the more amount of miners coming in is always positive. That means they want to hold Bitcoin at this price. They want to get more Bitcoin at this price, rather than, because they feel that this price is lower and they could get more in the future. So let me just give you statistics and example. So if miners are mining at the price, because there was more mining at 3,000, 4,000 levels than there was mining at 20,000 levels, because the miners are going to, they don't want to hold on to an asset which is currently 20,000 and it's going to drop. And they wanted to mine more at 3,000 levels, 4,000 levels, and because they thought the price is going to go up and this is the bottom, and that's what happened. And those same mining levels have reached, are seeing at the 10,000 levels. And just to give you statistics like how cheap bloody Bitcoin is compared to those fucking traditional banks, 165 million worth of, in terms of dollar, was transferred in Bitcoin with a fee of $1.65. Let that sink in. We pay more on PayPal for even $100 transaction. God damn it. And the other one, the dollar index hit the yearly low at $90, and this is technically moving opposite to Bitcoin. So if the dollar falls more, Bitcoin and gold should go up, but we haven't really seen that price trend. So more the reasons to buy the dip. Buy the dip in ETH as well. So ETH, as you can see in our charts, so it hasn't really broken our support line, which you can see over here, and it bounced back from a support region, but it hasn't crossed our resistance region. And it basically signifies that our analysis is working well. And when it broke our support, it gave a good upside movement, and you can see like right now it's behaving here. And we expect the asset to consolidate at 360, between 360 400, or maybe 350 levels, before breaking the 450 resistance, as you can see over here, and then giving us a good upside movement. Why is it happening? Because as I said, DeFi is growing 50% on a weekly basis. Recently, a DeFi token known by the name Yearn.finance appreciated by 44,000% after its launch on 18 July at $34. Right now it's trading at $15,000, and it just tells you how quickly this space is growing. Tether is a coin which is used in most of the DeFi projects on ETH. Last year its volume was about 5 billion. Right now it's about 36 billion. That's seen about like 700% growth, and that basically says that the adoption of the network is growing. And previously mentioned, like ETH 2.0 is actually doing a good task, and right now it has seen an increase of 1.6 million ETH being locked in to the ETH 2.0 segment, which basically gives which is an upfront from 60% from last week. So that's kind of good. And DeFi applications are obviously pioneered on ETH. ETH is enjoying 97% of market share right now, and open interest is obviously high, up from 20% from last week. It's about 5 billion. And this is the coin chart of Yearn Finance. Man, god damn it, $34 here, and then going up till $15,000. Damn it, that's crazy, man. Okay, picks for bargains. Well, Chainlink, as we've always been bullish, we give a target of 30 by the end of this year, and it's right now trading at about $14 to $16 levels. and after it retraced back from $20 levels. Strategic partnerships in place: Google Cloud, Oracle, Matic Network, Binance, China National Blockchain Service, etc. are the new partnerships that have come up with Chainlink, and we believe that it could help in crossing the $30 mark. Tron, which has been disrupting the DeFi space, as we said, they're launching their own decentralized exchange, which can allow users to come up and liquidate their DeFi tokens, and they just want to tamper on the ETH market space, which ETH is enjoying 97% dominance in that region. So Tron, to overcome that, they're making their network to support DeFi developers, and they're making it more cheaper, much faster. And they also took out their own coin so that they don't really need to DeFi on their own stable coin, that they don't need to really depend on USDT Tether. They took out their own coin by the name USDJ, which was basically USD Justin, who's the founder of Tron, and it was wiped out in under 5 minutes. $150 million worth of coin was bought in the initial coin offerings, and we believe that Tron is quite underpriced with the market cap just under 2 billion. And the DeFi space, which ETH is enjoying so much growth, if the dominance, if it could just get a little bit of the market share that ETH has right now, it could do immense. And that's always going to happen because new developers are going to look for faster technology, and they're going to look for cheaper alternatives. And ETH is going to be hard because they are right now running on a model that they cannot really change a lot over there. But Tron, fundamentally they are more flexible. OMG network, that's not, oh my god. OMG coin network, which is Omisigo, which is quite good, has seen a price appreciation of 200% in a week's time. It's one of the best performing coins just because of its testnet launch, which happened. And the testnet literally focuses on the same fundamentals that ETH does, but one-third the price and faster, of course. And they literally went bamboozled recently, and their market cap is just under 1 billion, and we feel that DeFi space is growing 150% on a year-on-year basis as well. It could see a good thing. It could see a good price movement, and it's a good cheap coin to buy right now and hold on for some time. So our prediction for this week is 50% bullish, 50% bearish. That's basically what we mean, is that we expect the market to consolidate. It might correct more on the bottom end, but we might feel that there's more upside in the long run. So in the long run, we are more bullish, but right now we might feel that it's the time to accumulate, just to take a breather from the recent market uptrend movement. All right, guys, take care. See you soon. Happy trading. Don't lose all your profits on one trade. Put the stop losses. All right, guys. See you. Bye bye.